Welcome back, everybody, to another funded trader account review. So we're going to go through some funded accounts, but first, for those that don't know, the funded trader is a funding firm who funds serious traders to trade our own capital. You go through a two-step evaluation program. All the details are on the website. Once you pass the two-step evaluation, you then become one of our funded traders and you earn 80% of whatever profits that you do make on your account. So in this episode, we're going to go through 3 accounts for funded traders. We're going to take a look first at the leaderboard. You can find each of these traders currently on the leaderboard, and they are Yousef, Lewis, and Charles. So we're going to go through all 3 of their accounts, pull up their MT4, and just go through what trades they're taking thus far. As you can see, they're all making considerable profit. They're all up right now, 25,000, 30,000. 43,000. We do this leaderboard so people can see how much people are making on their account. So this is the total equity that their account currently is in right now. And they can obviously, once they're eligible for withdrawals, they can withdraw this amount. Yousef is currently the king on the leaderboard as of yesterday at 8 a.m. Eastern time. He did take a little hit yesterday on the account, but we'll pull that up in a second, and you guys will be able to see it. So let's go ahead. Let's hop over to our first account. We're going to be reviewing Louis Martell's account first. As you can see, he's currently 30,000 in profit, so he's up a good amount. But remember, he does have a 400K account. So if we go ahead and bring his account over, he does have a 400K account. So for the most part, you know, this is pretty reasonable, you could say, returns on an account. He's up about like 8% or so. If he were to go about 10%, he'd be at $40,000. So let's go ahead and let's take a look through at some of his trades that he has on here. Let's go back for the month. We can see he's made this $30,000 over the course of the last 30 days. He's mainly trading GJ, and he's got some UJ trades in there, and then he's taken some losses on UCAD. So right away, we can tell he clearly has a good strategy when it does come to trading UJ and GJ. He's trading those really well. I mean, you can see there's some losses on UJ even, so maybe just trade GJ entirely. But for the most part, I mean, let's look first at the risk reward. So let's look at what are his losses. He's got a $150 loss. He's got a 5K loss, 5K loss, 4K, and then 1.2 or 1.8, so 2K, 4K. So for the most part, the losses are right around the same. I mean, 5K, 5K, 4K, 4K, and then he's got a 2K, so he must have cut one a little bit shorter here. And then the winners, he's got a 1K, 6K, 5K, 3K, 6K, 5K, 1, 2. So he does not have a great risk reward going right now. What he does have is a very high win ratio. So you can see on the dashboard, he has an extremely high win ratio. So the win ratio is right around 73%. How many pips is he actually earning on some of these trades? He's got a 20 pip win, 23 pips right there. He's got another 15 pips. He's got 22 pips. Or less than that, 18 pips. So he's not taking huge moves. Looks as though he's a bit of a scalper, more of an intraday trader. Let's go ahead and just drag this off. And let's just come back to the dashboard. So all the statistics that we currently gather are on the dashboard. So you've got your profit target, daily losses, maximum losses, active trading days, the time since the account has actually started. You can see that he actually got the account quite recently, so we got it only 5 days ago. So it looks like he's actually made all of this profit in a very short amount of time. So he's actually started on November 8th. So he's doing a really good job right now with his account. Definitely killing it in the beginning. So let's hope that he can stick to having this win ratio being so high. Obviously, with the win ratio being so high, that doesn't require him to have as good of a risk-reward ratio on his trades. So you can see his risk-reward ratio is right around 1-to-1 or 1.5. Obviously, you know, if his win ratio dips down, it's going to really impact, you know, what's going on right now. You can actually see his average R's right here, 0.9. That's not a really good risk-reward ratio right there. You can see his average winning trade, 3,000, average losing trade. You can see his projected annual profit. So if he were to stay on pace for what he's doing right now, this guy would be a millionaire off of the account. Obviously, only been trading 5 days, so a lot more to come on that. And we can see profit factor 2.38, number of trades placed. He's got 22 trades that have been placed so far. So like I was saying, he's got a profit factor about 2.39, 22 trades placed so far. So he's been ripping trades left and right. Let's go over to the account history inside of the dashboard and take a look. Obviously, he has not gotten a withdrawal yet because he literally just started the account. He won't be eligible for withdrawal until December 8th because his first trade was on November 8th. So again, some of his positions here, we can see his open and close times. He's got, this trade was open about 3.5 hours. This trade was open again about 2-3 hours. So he's definitely an intraday trader for the most part on these GJ trades. Let's look at UJ as well. 2 hours again. He's got 1 hour on this one. So he is not scalping. He is definitely an intraday trader. 6 hours, not really swing trading much. But yeah, much of the same. Obviously, you can see his account history is in here very much like we were taking a look at on his MT4. He's yet to get his profit share yet. As you can see, I mean, he's got all of his accounts on here, but you can see this is his funded account, the one that he's eligible for the profit splits on. So he's got a 24K withdrawal as it stands today if he does not lose any money. So Lewis Martell is killing. Let's go back to the leaderboard. He's number 2 right now. He is the heir to the throne. So based on the king, we're going to take a look at this in a second where his account currently does stand. Lewis Martell might be in for a surprise come Monday. He might be ready to move up the leaderboard. But let's go ahead and take a look at Yousef and see how he's doing. All right, so we're here on Yousef's account now. As you can see, he did take a bit of a loss. So if we were to come back to the leaderboard, we can see as of yesterday he was at 43,800, and then he did take a big loss. He actually was in a lot more profit than this. He was all the way up to 60,000, and then he ended up taking a pretty heavy loss. So he took a 30K loss. We're going to pull up in 1 second his account. Let's get over to the MT4 and actually take a look. So he's currently in some NAS 100 buys. I know I put on the story yesterday on Instagram the NAS 100 orders that we're in, and I was saying, are you guys thinking that this is going to go up or down? And ended up going up. He was in sells, so he did take a huge loss. We go over to the history. We can see right here, if we scroll back a little bit, he had all these sell stops in here, and then he had these NAS 100 sells, ended up taking a 30K loss. So obviously the account would be up a considerable amount. He'd be up 10% right now if he did not take those losses. So that was big. But he didn't violate the daily drawdown. You know, he didn't, or he made sure that he was aware of where the daily drawdown was. It's 36,000 for his account since he has such a large account. So he did close those out, which was smart, and then he started to get some wins back in there to build things back up. Now, this is obviously the account, for those that don't know, that did pull out an 80K withdrawal already. So if we go back to the history of this account, go all the way to the beginning, he is already up about 138,000 on this account, which is right around 20%. So he's made 20% on this account. It's a 600K account, and you can see the withdrawal right there. He had a $104,000 withdrawn. He earned 80% of that withdrawal. So he's definitely killing it on the account right now. Huge gains in store for Yousef, and we'll see if he can keep this going. Seems to have pretty decent strategy going with NAS 100. People have been questioning whether he is using an EA or not. As we can see, it doesn't appear as though he is, but you know, he potentially could be with all these 0.5 orders going in kind of at the same time. It would make sense that no human being would be able to break all these orders up and then close all of them. It would be kind of crazy to think otherwise. But yeah, so he's definitely, I mean, look at all this blue. Like, this guy definitely has a winning strategy when it comes to NAS 100. The only thing is, when he does take losses, they do tend to be larger, but you can see he doesn't take really many losses. You can go back to here. He took another $32,000 loss. Here he took an $8,000 loss. Here he took a $21,000 loss. Again, so when he does take losses, they are definitely huge, but he doesn't take losses all too often. And when he does, he makes sure not to hit the daily drawdown, which is obviously what we look for in having a professional trader. So coming back over to the dashboard, you can see he's had the account now 52 days. So he did already get one withdrawal. If we come over to his profit share, we can see he did his withdrawal on 10/28, so he'll be eligible for his next withdrawal on November 28th, another 2 weeks until he is eligible. You can see 83,000, so he did already get paid out. Proof of that is inside of the Discord. You guys can go in there and take a look if you want to. Let's go back over to the dashboard and look at some of his statistics right here. So the projected annual profit did get skewed with an error that we had on his account. So I would disregard this. Is because we had to merge his accounts and actually bump it up. So that did mess up that statistic. But look at his average risk reward ratio. He's got 967, and then his average losing trade is 3,478. Now look at the win ratio. It's so high that obviously that doesn't matter as much. So his win ratio is about 82%. So that's not as much of a factor since he does win so much. But if that win ratio does drop down, we can definitely see him coming down dramatically on that. So coming over to the number of trades placed, 773. So he's taken a ton of trades. He's only traded 36 days. So you guys do the math on that one. He's literally traded like 20 trades per day, or maybe even more. It looks like about 20 trades per day that he has placed, which is obviously pretty crazy. But that's our second. He's right now currently the king. So he is going to come in, and he's still going to be the king according to this. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at a third account here. We're going to take a look at Charles Whitehead. So let's go ahead and pull his up. All right, so here we've got our last funded trader account, Charles Whitehead. He's currently up 32,191. So he is going to be in first place for the leaderboard come Monday if nothing changes. And as we can see here, he's currently in some AUD USD buys. Let's hop over to the chart. So he is in some orders right now. Let's move down to the 1 hour time frame. So he's got some good entries on these. We'll see if he moves his stop loss to break even, or you could see he's trying to swing this. He is getting it off a good level of resistance right now, and there's a lot of room that this thing could actually move up. So Charles is definitely in some good orders right now. He's up again 32,191. Let's go over to the month. He's had this account a good amount of time and hasn't had a withdrawal yet. So let's go back to the beginning. He's had the account about 2 months now. I think he was our first 600K trader. So let's go ahead and see. So it does look like he actually has had a withdrawal, 37,000. So he has had a withdrawal in the beginning, but he's currently up obviously a good amount here. So let's scroll back, just look at his history. Right away we can see he's had some big wins, 6Ks on NAS 100. So he's trading a little bit of everything. And whenever we see this, guys, someone trading a lot of different pairs, normally it is not a good sign. So normally this is not what we're looking for. You can see here he's had this one huge trade on UJ. So he had a 222 lot on UJ, which is a little bit more than the leverage should allow. So that's something that we might actually have to look into a little bit, because that's certainly like an outlier there amongst all his other trades. Look at this one. He had a 318 lot on UJ as well. So this is why we do these account reviews, guys, to look at these accounts, see what they're doing. Obviously, those two trades kind of stick out to me, and it sounds like we're going to have to go back, take a look at Charles's account, see like what's going on, because those two trades are the two trades that he had his biggest wins with. Look at all the other trades. Literally every other trade is so small. He's got $1,700, a couple $100 losses, 3K losses. But what really sticks out to me is how he is trading so many different pairs. So he is literally trading an abundance of pairs, which normally is not profitable. And then as you can see, he's got those two kind of huge wins here that obviously are balancing out everything else. Again, I don't believe he actually has had a profit split on the account. If we come back here, so it looks like 929, he did get a split, so he will be eligible again. He is technically eligible now for another profit split, so he did get a profit split of like 19,000. So yeah, we'll have to look into Charles's account, and this, boils up some drama here. Is Charles doing something that he shouldn't be doing on his account? This is definitely something that's going to be in question here, and it's going to be interesting to see what the team ends up finding on his account. So tune in, and we'll shoot you guys an update on what's going on with Charles's account. That being said, this is going to wrap up this video. We're going to start to do these every single week, guys. If you enjoyed it, like a comment down below. If there's anything else you want me to add to the video, please comment it down below as well. Let's continue to make this community one of the best prop trading communities that are out there. We've got people doing some amazing things trading these accounts, and we want to continue to grow and to afford you guys more opportunities. Please make sure to like and subscribe this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video and enjoy the rest of your evening, night, day, wherever you guys are at. Peace out.